I mean, speaking of the drama, I have so many questions for you transitioning. So, when a reality show, the idea of a reality show comes your way, like what is your first thought?
The Selling Sunset idea.
Yeah, like somebody did somebody pitch you? Like how was that process? And like how did you like what
So
was your
I
thought?
tell
Were
you,
you
like
like I don't want to do this or was it
when Million
appealing?
Dollar Listing came out, like long time ago, I was watching Million Dollar Listing,
Yeah. Oh, my mom's
and I love
obsessed with million
MDL.
dollar
I
listings
do. I love
still.
MDL. So I actually
Yeah.
messaged the producer way before I was with Jason, and I was like, "Why don't you do a show like Million Dollar Listing, just like with women?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's a good idea, but it never happened." Then I joined Jason, and the producer pitched the show to Jason. And obviously, we had a couple of male guys in our office as well, but for some reason, they decided to focus only on the beautiful ladies. And I thought it was a cool idea because I could tell, like, we have a sexy office, great location, luxury. We could totally do the million dollar listing, just women. And we shot the demo. And when I saw the demo, I knew it's going to be a very successful show. I just didn't realize how successful. Um, it really took off.
Yes. What about that first like that pilot or demo were you like, "Oh, this is going to be
I think
successful?"
the cinematography, we said a couple of funny lines, and I thought it was like entertaining, and the girls were all sweet, and
Yeah.
the music, they put everything together to make it look like a sexy LA show, and I knew it's gonna be like, it's the same producer as The Hills, so I knew it's gonna be really successful.
Right.
Um, and yeah, it just like every season just got better and better, but I saw it coming.
So how was filming the show with
No, I saw
Oh,
it
go
coming.
ahead.
I'm like, I knew it's gonna be a good
Yeah.
show.
Which I love because I think a lot of women look at things they produce or things they're involved in and they go like, I don't know if this is going to be successful." And I love that you knew. And I love that you own that you
Yeah.
knew.
I mean, we had great time shooting the demo and the pilot, and then when we saw it, I was like, "Wow, this is great!" And season one did okay. It
Yeah.
didn't do really well because we didn't get any marketing, so nobody really knew about Selling Sunset. COVID, that's when everybody discovered us.
Yeah. Well, and how was filming the show? Because you filmed, what was it, season 2 during COVID? Right?
No, it
So
was
like
before.
how
We
was
got
that
lucky.
considered?
We
Oh,
filmed
was
season
it?
two and
Okay.
three back to back, right before COVID starting to be a
Wow.
thing.
Okay.
So we already had two seasons in the making, and then everything shut down for like about a year. And then we resume, kind of like we still had COVID, but it was people are starting to get back a little bit to normal. And then we had to test all the time. We had
Yeah.
to test like every week. And yeah,
How do you feel like the market exploding changed the dynamics of the show or changed like the through line of the show?
it was a bit hard to get real estate in season four because that was we filmed season right after COVID, and COVID was a pretty dry period a little bit in
Okay.
LA. LA was really like hurting because it was a major shutdown. Miami was booming, but I wasn't filming in Miami. I was filming in LA, and LA, the inventory was
Mm,
also very tight, and you don't have high inventory, but you also have less international buyers because they couldn't travel for COVID. So it was a bit challenging to get the real estate in Selling Sunset season four, um, and doing like all these like extra events, on Brokers Open and get people together because we still had to have some sort of like limitation. But we did it. We make it work. I mean, then maybe that's why the reason they focus only on the engagement in season four. With she was engaged or not engaged with Christine because it was hard to find other things to focus on, I guess.
well, and one of the things that I think my team has talked about is it's like when you watch the show, you're like, how does anyone get any actual work done? Like when you're filming the show, like how are you actually operating, the business and doing that with all of the both on and off screen, drama and storylines. So how rigorous is the filming schedule and
It's
does it
intense.
impact your ability to actually do
Yeah, I
your
mean,
job?
thankfully, and the thing about me, I had to fly from Miami to LA every week. So I have to do a business in Miami, which, by the way, was my best, like, probably 15 months in my career. We still been back and forth because I also have girls on my team. So for me personally, I delegate some of the business to my associates. Um, but the filming is tough. I mean, you film usually between Tuesday and Saturday. Now, granted, I don't film every week, Tuesday through Saturday, but they're like, okay, you're on call on Thursday, and then yeah, come to the office in on Thursday, and hey, now we're filming Brokers Open on Friday. Can you make it? So you have to kind of like be on standby between Tuesday and Saturday. And for me, like my business is mostly in Miami, so it's for me personally it was tough. I know that Mary was working a lot too, and she was like trying to bounce between the office and real estate and showings. Some of the girls doing real estate less, like more part time, so it wasn't as maybe intense for them. But the ones who are doing it
Yeah.
more seriously, it's a lot. You film, you have to get makeup, you have to get outfits, hair. It's like you have to look all glam, and
Right.
it's full time job on its own.
One of the things that we've talked about a lot on this show is the hidden both financial costs and emotional costs of just showing up as a human woman. So you just mentioned, all of the hair and the makeup and heels and dresses and all these like what what for you was the trickiest part of that? I'm assuming Netflix paid for it. Is there a budget for all of that? Or are those your own
Yeah, no, it's
clothes?
our own clothes and stuff. Some of us use
Oh, so you're like doing your own wardrobe and
exactly,
shit
and
too.
that's why you see me the basic one because I have no desire.
Wow.
I mean, look, a lot of the girls use stylists, right? And it costs money, and
Right.
it costs
It
money,
costs
and we
so
get
much money.
yeah,
It
and we
costs
get
so much
paid. We get
money.
paid per episode, and we get paid decent. But I mean, for me, I have all these expenses besides like the clothing. I'm flying, I'm traveling. I have to rent a place. I have to stay somewhere in LA. So for me, like I just didn't want to
Right.
spend money on a stylist. I didn't care to wear Dolce Gabbana to a scene, to be honest. I just didn't because I do real estate.
Yeah.
I don't need to look like
This is why you're our
thank you.
favorite.
Like I don't need to look like I'm going on a runway on a fashion show. And I get it. Look, the girls, it's a fashion statement. People watch the show because the houses and the fashion and the glam. But for
Well, and it is like the double standard, right? Of like how we expect women to perform femininity, right? Like how we expect women to look, on a TV show selling luxury real estate. So it is this double
it is,
standard.
and you look at Chelsea and Christine, and they dress so like so, and all of them, Chriselle, and like tiptoe and perfect and designers and all that. And I'm like, I'm flying from
Right.
Miami. I just, yeah, and I
Contoured
just
and
landed. I'm like, I
yeah.
do not have an energy to want to, Bloomingdale's to buy like a nice like outfit and spend thousands of dollars, and then
And get my hair blown out every
so I got my
day and
basic
yeah.
hair and
Yeah.
makeup just to look semi decent. Look, I own my clothes. They're
Right.
nice clothes. They're not like expensive designer, but they're like, intermix. They're like Theory, Reese or Rice. They're good brands. They're not like super expensive, but they're also not like Forever 21. Which, by the way, you can make a cute outfit from Forever
Yeah.
21 as well if you put the right bag and all that. And I had that too, not in the in my past, but like my attitude is like, listen, I do real estate. I want to look professional. I mean, I want to look classy, and that's my thing. I'm not trying to be a Hollywood star. I'm not trying to be a fashion icon. So every girl in the show has a different priority. Christine wants to be a fashion icon. She's going to Paris Fashion Week and New York Fashion Week, and that's her thing, and good for her. For me, I'm trying to just get more real estate clients, and that's more important for me. So every girl in the show has that priority, and
Yeah.
I've been traveling. I was pregnant. I'm like, the last thing I care is like, unfortunately, is like doing all this crazy glam, and yeah, I just want to be
Yeah.
me.
Do you have you gotten any criticism about
No,
that?
but
Which I think is bullshit,
you
obviously, but
know,
like, okay.
I think if I would probably put more effort in fashion in the show, maybe be more vavavoom, maybe I'll get more scenes because it's interesting to watch. But it's not me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's okay. We're all different, and I cannot pull off what Christine or Chelsea are wearing, for instance. It's just not me. So I give them credit on that.
Yeah. Do you look at reality television differently now because you're
So
behind the
I don't
curtain?
watch reality TV. The only watch the reality TV show that I love was like
Okay.
MDL, which I haven't watched in forever. And I like the Kardashian, but I haven't watched them in forever either. But look, I tell you, editing
Yeah.
is a big deal, and the way they edit
Mm,
things. I mean,
yeah.
I can say something. I can say one sentence on something else and they show me, like, let's say like this, and nobody see that I said that, and all of a sudden it sounds like I said something different. It's not happen as often, but it happens. I can roll my eyes on something or laugh at something and they put it in a different scene. So it's very, very tricky. Yeah, it's
Oh,
very tricky.
interesting. Do you watch back episodes? Like, do you
I
watch
used to
episodes of
watch
the show?
more, but I haven't watched in forever
Yeah.
actually. But I used to watch more. I used to enjoy it more when I was actually when I featured more in the show. I used to watch it more, but I feel like my sins got Tori butched, so I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna watch myself sitting in an office saying one line because I don't care for it. And that's also part of my decision to not go on
Yeah.
with the future seasons of Selling Sunset.